What is going on? You are watching and, of course, listening to, let me do that again. What is going on? You are listening to Tag's podcast, aka Talk About Gay Sex. This is episode 756. I am your host, Steve B, alongside Jeremy Ross Lopez. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm really good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Enjoying this nice weather we are having on a spring day. Also rounding out this equation, the lovely, talented Cody Maurice Doggett. How the hell you doing, Cody?
Hello, darling. Doing wonderful.
Nice. Well, let's get into, I wanted to continue a conversation that Teddy Alexis had on Tags Live this past Wednesday that combined a couple of things. It combined a new study that was taken for gay men that said, or people in general, people feel more like hotter when they're on vacation. And we dived a little bit deeper, but we paired it up with, of course, Madonna's brand new song off of Confessions 2, I Feel So Free, that is all about taking on a new persona, losing yourself in the dance floor. And Madonna talks about, I wish I could be like everybody else, but I can't. I have to don a new personality each time. And we're going to talk a little bit more about her and Hot Topics, but we combined those, and Teddy and I were sharing, is our personas different? And I'd like to get you guys into the conversation. I mean, Jeremy, when you go on a vacation, do you don a new persona? And it could be anything from, like, I used to do this. If I was going to France, I learned a lot of the lingo. If I was going to Africa, I learned words that they only say, like lekker, and that means cool. And I mean, I almost immerse myself like I want to, like as if I live there. And I am a little bit different slightly when it comes to sexual adventures. Are you, Jeremy? Do you take on a new persona? How do you take on vacation?
I don't think so. I think I am in like Jeremy's summer mode. So I just love being a fish in the ocean. So I always try and find the best
Water.
beaches. Yeah, best beaches to go to, the best sunbathing like spots. And I'm a big foodie, so I'm always excited to try like new cuisine wherever I travel. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much the same. But definitely in a vacation mode as far as sunbathing and staying in the ocean almost the entire day.
Well, I've been on vacation with you, and you are not kidding when you say you're a fish. Just, where's Jeremy? Where's Jeremy? Just look to the pool, look in the ocean. And you're not joking when you say you can be in there for hours. Like a lot of people get in the pool for 30 an hour, and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna go. Nope, Jeremy's in there the entire time, and I love it. And
Wow.
some of our best conversations happen in the pool, by the pool, and having a cocktail, and it's really good. But you're kind of a loner too. You can be. Are you flirtier on vacation, or still more secular into yourself?
I think I kind of a little bit of both. I would say flirty with just going to like any gay scene that's in a new location. I always find that fun and interesting to find like the gay dive bars or the dance clubs wherever I have traveled in the past. And then I would say I can also be a loner and totally be chill and fine just by myself.
I love it. So, Cody, when you're on, does the song "I Feel So Free"? Do you take on a new persona? Is it Cody? Do you go by Maurice? What can you share with us?
Can you imagine? Oh my God, let's do it.
Yeah, right.
Let's go somewhere. I'll just go by Maurice the whole time.
I love that.
Yes.
Do too. It's very Arabic Jane.
So I think I'm just like me heightened, I think. So, and here's what I mean by that. I feel like I like to be out and about all the time, generally speaking, but also there are moments when I like to, be subdued, be at home. Like I was out on Saturday night, and then the very next day I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to stay in the house yesterday, which was Sunday. And I feel like that's how I am on vacation. But like extra, because I don't have work. I don't have to do anything. There's no schedule or there's no routine that I have to go by. So I feel like I want to explore because it's a new place. So I want to be out in the streets all the time. But then it hits right. I hit my threshold, and I'm like, okay, now it's time for rest. I have to go sleep, and I have to go collect myself. So yeah, I think I'm just more. I think I'm freer. Yes, actually, but I'm just more myself.
Well, I have also been on vacation with you as well, and I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
of Vacaya. It was a resort in Mexico, and of course, it was a resort taken over by all gays or LGBTQ. And I remember being in the pool with you. Cody meets people on trips really easily. And I can definitely meet people as well, but you start conversations to strangers. And then I remember forming like a group of people and we just kind of followed them to wasn't there like a naked suntan area
Yes.
that we all went to? And then somebody was a social media influencer and decided
Yep.
to have us all do a runway walk.
Yeah. Good
Right? We
time.
were,
Shout out to yeah. I can say their name, right?
yeah,
Shout out
of
to
course.
Tommy.
Shout out to Tommy. Really fun. And so, yeah, you are a lot of fun and you meet people really easily. And
And I didn't
yeah.
used to be like that. I think I grew into that as because I used to be really painfully shy, and I feel like me be putting myself out there more and more, and just meeting new people, and just seeing that they're not scary has made me more like that.
Well, the funny thing on that same trip, there was a red light district, like a good Vakai always has. But this one was on they couldn't do it on the property. In other words, the property wouldn't allow them to have a sex dark room on location. So the workaround was a boat that you'd had to take a little speedboat out to. And it was super fun. It was like 3 levels run by Jet. Shout out to Jet of Jet's Naked beach parties in Puerto Vallarta. And the only thing was it was kind of moving. So you kind of had to brace yourself. And if you were giving head or getting pounded on the 3rd level and hold on to the rails, it was probably not the safest thing ever, but they made it work and it was a lot of fun. And the boat was anchored, but it was still privy to the waves of the bay. And so I was out there. Okay, I get really friendly in a good dark room, and I met a lot of people. You didn't go that often though, Cody, I don't think. Did you?
I think I went one time, but I had
One
fun.
time?
So yeah, I don't know why I didn't go out there. I think maybe because we were talking about the boat. I think that kind of got to me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, one time was enough for me. I don't think I'm going to go back out there. I had fun doing other things with other people in other places.
Well, on this one, we're doing confessions. It's a new thing in honor of Confessions Part 2 by Madonna. And let's talk a little bit about confessions on a trip that we've had before. And I mean, I can start real quick. In Jeremy, when we were in Mykonos, there's a famous bar that is called Jackie O's on by the water.
Mhm.
And it's really cool because the waves are hitting the side, and you almost have to be careful because if you're out, that's indoor, outdoor. They play fun, gay dance music, and then you can go outside, but the waves can hit and you can get splashed easily. But you just have to be careful. But it's warm weather. Well, around the corner from this bar is a chapel, a real life chapel, and everybody and it makes it all so much more confessional and perfect story
Girl.
because it's known to have. It's kind of dark, but it is a chapel, and people cruise around this chapel that's literally on a cliff because on one side of it you can enter, and then if you go around this rocky cobblestone side area, it leads all the way down to the beach, but it's like cliff beach, so you have to be really careful. Well, you know us gays, we love a good adventure, and I was climbing down there, and I have to say I met somebody and had sex on the beach, not the drink but the actual thing. And it was getting late or early and the sun was already rising and a boat was flying by and I'm getting pounded on a rock. But it
Oh
was,
my
I
god.
know it's not, it's definitely something I find. I'm more adventurous with outdoor activities like sexual activities like that. when I'm on holiday, as opposed to here, like Teddy and I were talking about the Central Park and the Rambles. I wouldn't go there. It's too close for comfort for me. I just think NYPD, forget it. But
I've
I'm a
been
lot.
there, and it's super sketchy. I didn't find it like very hot. I also think it was maybe just like the clientele that showed up. But I
I
went
think you're
during
right,
college, and
though.
it was a weird vibe. Like I definitely just didn't feel safe.
Well, I mean, it was
Mm.
popular in the '70s, and I don't know that
Yeah.
it's always had a sketchy, seedy side to it, and
I've always wanted to go.
I have too. But can you imagine, Cody, though, on a rock in Mykonos with the sun
Definitely.
rising, and you're literally leaned over a rock getting pounded by a really hot guy? I mean, pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Jeremy,
Hot.
what confessional do you have for travel stories?
It's funny. I would the one that I was thinking of is actually in Mykonos also. So the first time I went to Mykonos was with a friend working in fashion, and we were like, it was our last night, and we were like, let's both hook up on our last night. And he's like, you can use the hotel room because we were sharing a hotel room with two different beds in it. And he's like, and I'll go out to find my hookup. So we both logged on Grindr, found a hookup. I had mine to the hotel room, and we actually had a really cool room that had like a sick view. That I think the hotel was called Hermes Hotel, and it was
Oh,
on a
Hermes, yeah.
yes, yeah, and it was on a like an edge of a cliff that had a really great view, and the room had a little balcony. And I remember having sex on that balcony, like,
Oh,
and it was like sunset right before dinner.
yes.
And so that was like a really hot memory that I have from being on like vacation somewhere for the first time, not knowing anyone. I remember the guy was Latin and didn't really speak a lot of English, but yeah, it was really hot.
Yeah, and there's something to be. I mean, you went with one person. Sometimes I think when the smaller the travel group, even solo travel, can be really hot because you don't really have anyone to answer to. Okay, you and your friend, you went with a person that was on the same level as you. Like you both wanted to
Mhm.
have your hookup moment. It gets harder when you're in bigger groups, though. To like we were in a huge Mykonos group at one time, sharing a house, and I mean, you do kind of like, oh, where's Jeremy? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
gets a little judgy too when you're with like a bunch of people,
it
because
does
then
get a little judgy
they're like,
too.
"Oh, where were you so late?" or
And
whatever.
you got to hear about it the whole
Yes.
next dinner party or whatever you have. And it's like, okay, everybody, calm down. But Cody, what's a confessional that you want to share with us on today's episode?
Well, first, it sounds like I need to go to Mykonos because
I know.
hello, those stories. No, but when I was a story that I want to share with you guys, I think I've said it on this podcast before, but I feel like it's one of my hotter hookup stories. Uh, I went to Paris and it was fantastic. I went with a friend, but I think he was coming in the next day, and I went out to a bar, and I just wanted to see what the scene was about. And this guy came up to me. I don't think he's like, just like Jeremy, he didn't speak much English, which is okay. We made
Yeah. Sex doesn't
communication work.
require one language.
He was bald and sexy, and I had hair at the time, but but we went. We connected. We started making out in the bar, and then we went outside into not even an alleyway. I think it was just like an enclave. Like the street went in just a little bit, and maybe like
Ooh.
2 or 3 feet, and we had sex right then and there. And people were walking past, and it was just really hot to just fuck in the street with this
Oh.
handsome, muscly, bald French guy. So yeah, that would be one of my best
Ugh.
travel trips
Yeah, I think
stories.
the common denominator is you don't have the stress of work. You've got a lot more time on your hands. You're in Mykonos, Paris, Puerto Vallarta, sexy destinations. It's warmer, and you're just a lot less. You're uninhibited and freer to explore things that you may or may not do in your own hometown. I mean, sexually, it's funny though. I say that, and then Diego and I had, I was going to ask the question: Are you do you do more? Are you more sexually free when you're on vacation? Things you wouldn't do at home? And I was going to start answering, and I'm like, well, Diego and I had a threesome with a guy that we went to his apartment the other day, and both found ourselves in the shower getting pissed on and getting our face smacked by him.
Wow.
I know. And he could tell we liked it, and we were just being very submissive to him. And he's like a neighbor. We'll probably see him walking his dog next week, and it'll all be good. But yeah, so that being said, I do agree, though, I'm more open and freer about like outdoor renegade sexual acts when I travel, and I think that's what makes it kind of fun. But are either one of you, Cody, would you try more sexual things if you were traveling, or pretty much the same in the bedroom?
I think it's pretty much the same.
On the streets of Paris.
Yeah, I would totally do that here. I think like you, I think I'm more like open to public sex, even though I'm kind of open to public sex right now. But I feel like, and that's probably more dangerous when you're traveling because being locked
I don't know
up.
why we're trying more stuff. We'll have to go to the American consulate.
I know, right?
So listeners, find your American consulate. Although I don't know if they're going to really help us in this administration these days.
They'd be like,
yeah. What were you doing? It's like gay sex. Oh, forget it. Keep on. Yeah. But yeah, how about you, Jeremy? Sexually, would you try something, or would you and Kevin on holiday be freer to try different sexual acts, or a little bit more explorative, or are you kind of the same?
I think definitely more explorative on vacation, and just like not in your regular area or like just the neighborhood or whatever. I feel like you are more uninhibited, like you said, and have less to think about and less, I guess, to worry about or running into people that you know or any of that.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever, because I had this happen to me, have you ever met somebody on vacation and then started dating them? Like I met a guy in Paris once, speaking of Paris, Cody, and we were there for a wedding, my friend and I, and we went out one night, and this really sexy French guy, younger than me, we met him, and we continued to go on a couple dates while I was there in Paris. But then he came to, I think I was living in LA. He came and stayed with me. I went back for Christmas to spend with him, and we carried this on for a while. His English was okay. My French is not good at all. But I remember going to a Christmas party, and it was all these gays, and they were not willing to speak much English, and it was a little rough for me. But yeah, but I loved it, and I got to see Paris in a different light because I was staying with somebody, and it wasn't like hotel, and it was really cool. It didn't last. I follow him on Facebook. He got married, I got married, and we wished each other well. So it was what it was. It was a holiday. Would you ever, Jeremy, date somebody overseas? I know if you're with somebody, but have you ever met somebody somewhere else?
I haven't. No, I kind of like the no strings attached part of traveling. So I get more turned on by the fact that they don't live anywhere near me, and it's kind of like that one-time thing, or just like on location and not like anything serious after that.
Yeah, I mean, Cody, I think in some ways you have to keep it real in reality. You can meet somebody amazing, but at what point is it going to be, we live so far apart?
I live by Notebook rules. I feel like the movie The Notebook.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about.
I think as long as you got that love, I think you can make anything work. So I've done this so many times. I feel like so the first time I went to Puerto Vallarta, I was super young. I was probably like 27, 28. And I went there. I met this beautiful guy. He was a stripper. He's a model and he owns like a cafe in Aguascaliente where he's from. And so, yeah, we still keep in contact to this day. We had we had sex on a rooftop in the place where we were staying, and he was like, "Oh, are there cameras up here?" I was like, "I don't know," and he was like, oh, "Let's do it anyway." So we just fucked on the roof, and it was so fucking hot. And then
Ooh.
we still keep in contact. We follow each other for a little while. After that, we would message each other. We would talk about him coming here, me coming there, but again, it just fizzled out. Maybe after like a year, but we still, I follow him on Instagram. We message each other all the time. I just liked one of his pictures the other day because he's still super hot.
Yeah.
But you know what happens to me more often? People who come here, we have a connection, and then they have to go back to where they're from. But I met a guy from Australia. We
Oh
still
no,
are in
that's too far,
contact, right?
Betty. Yeah. I
I
mean, if it's
it
like
is too far,
Philadelphia, DC, Boston,
or
great.
the other side of the world, right?
Yeah, right. Or the other side, the literal other side of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but
And you
we
couldn't
still
even
message each
coordinate phone
other.
calls. I mean, isn't it like another day there
Yeah,
right
it is
now?
another day, and I'm the kind of person I like immediate, like for you to return my messages in a timely manner. I wouldn't say immediate, but because he's on the other side of the world, he's usually asleep when I DM him. So whatever, it's all good.
Well, and the
I'm
reality is New York here is such, I mean, so many people come to New York. Just even this past weekend at the New York Eagle, we were meeting people from Colombia and from other, it's not uncommon to meet somebody from various parts of the world because a lot of people love to come to New York. I get it. So you are likely to meet people and carry on and realize you live where? Yeah.
yeah, it's happened to
Uh,
me so many times, honestly. But
it,
we make friends all around the world, and who knows? Maybe I'll go to Australia soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, maybe your tour for your music will bring you there at
Hell, I've already
some
been
point.
looking into like venues that I could go and play there. But
I
I mean,
love
like, we'll see what
that.
happens. Also,
Eh,
Brazil,
Ooh, come on,
girl.
Brazil. And talk about the men in Brazil and the beaches. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if there was a version of us that shows up on vacation, a lot of that adventure spirit would be great to bring back home with us, I think. I've met people that couples that don't really go out in their home cities because they're busy with work. They're like, yeah, we don't go out ever. We will save it for vacation. I'd like there to be a little bit of a balance. I don't want to just put everything. First of all, I'm not always on a vacation, and I want. Do we all agree we like more of a balance, like fun in your home city and on holiday?
Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. But you've all met those guys that are like, yeah, we don't really do anything, and we're so busy with work, this and that. Um,
Yeah.
let's continue this conversation, but before I wanted to, there's a thing that I was talking about on episode 755 with Teddy, and it's called the 777. So I really wanted to get Jeremy's take on what he thought of this. We're going to implement this. It's the 777 relationship rules that says to add a little structure to your relationship, you plan a date every 7 days with your partner. You take a overnight trip or so every 7 weeks. And every 7 months, you plan a larger holiday vacation, like kind of what we were talking about with your partner, all in the hopes of creating a little bit of structure, things to look forward, and getting that rut of having your partner become a roommate and not a partner that you plan these trips and these romantic, sexual, fun adventures. What do you think of that, Jeremy?
I love that idea, and I do kind of feel like Kevin and I are pretty good at that
He's Mr.
part of.
Schedule, right?
Yeah, so he's very regimented when it comes to planning ahead of time. And then what I've learned just being with him is we have a lot to look forward to by planning ahead. So it really is nice to um, plan dates ahead, plan dinners, go to the movies, go to shows and things like that, go to concerts a lot. And then we do take weekend trips and things like that. But I think one thing that we have tried to work on is making more time, and we continue to try, is making more time for one-on-one, just us together, because it can easily fall into inviting friends over and like family weekend trips and things like that. So I think I love that 777.
Yeah, it really makes sense. I like it. I mean, obviously, if you're a month off, schedules and everything, but it's a general guideline. I think it's really
Yeah.
healthy. We're really planning and doing things like that. We're planning in upstate New York to visit our friend there. We're doing like date night here, and I think it can be a healthy structure. The thing that I was not really laughing. There's this, I mention all the time that we go to the New York Eagle and love everybody that works there. However, there is one snarky security guard that's very short, Jeremy, you might remember him.
Yes.
And he thought it would be cute to shout out to Diego and I last night when we were there that, is this every night here? Is this what married couples do? They come. And I was like, and I looked slowly back at him. And I'm like, yes, this is what married couples do.
Hey.
Anything else you want to say or comment on us? I thought not, and I walked away because I was like, bitch, shut up. And if we want to stay here, I mean, it was almost like he was trying to say, like, I don't know what he was trying to say, but I should have told him, directed him to the 7-7. I mean, can you imagine, Cody?
I cannot, and I'm glad you read him. You should have called him short to his face. No, but yeah. So yeah, but that is what married couples do, because you get to define your own relationship, and nobody
exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
it's not. There's no guidelines. You create your own boundaries. So.
It's also the place that we met, and it's the place that we kind of hold sacred to us. We were even going to plan our wedding there at one point, but opted out of doing that. But yeah, I loved where we had it. And we also, for us, it's community.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
We go there because we have all these friends, not just the people that work there, but it's like our Cheers bar in many ways, and they're these same faces, and we get to see them and talk about our work, talk about everything, and it's a communal thing. But again, you're right, I don't need him to define our relationship or in a snarky tone at all. But oh my gosh, okay, well, let's continue this conversation over on our Tags Patreon community. We want to hear, do you don a new persona when you're on holiday or vacation? Share us some of your stories on who you become or have become. Go to patreon.com/tags podcast, reference episode 756, and we'll keep the conversation going. But it's time to get into hot topics, and we had to talk about Mother, the one and only, the pop queen herself, Madonna, who is just, I mean, off of the heels, performing at Sabrina Carpenter's show at Coachella. And by the way, the song they duetted is about to come out, I believe, this Friday, and it's really good. Jeremy, you saw the performance. Did you love it?
I loved it. It was really good.
Yeah, so good. And Madonna is continuing the promos for Confessions 2, Confessions on the Dance Floor Part 2, that debuted in 2005. So it's like 20 years later, she's coming back, and it's sounding really good. Cody, she appeared on The Grid. What are we talking about?
Oh, yeah.
A whole collab that she's doing with none other than Grindr. She's teaming up with Grindr. And if you go, you sent me something over the weekend where on all these other people, was that an actual screenshot of what the guys in your area and Madonna?
Yeah. Yep, I sent you a screenshot and I was like, Madonna's on my grid. Yes.
And she's basically partnering up an in-app experience featuring exclusive content, location-aware moments that appear in global neighborhood and limited edition product drops one of which is an exclusive picture disc of Confessions 2, handpicked by Madonna, available only for Grindr users. I really like this time around. She just this past Saturday performed a couple of the songs at the Abbey in West Hollywood, and it was Tristan Shoecraft who owns Abbey and Mister fame. It was his birthday. She spanked him on stage, and it was a celebrity-filled, fun club confessions moment that happened. And I just like that she's really leaning into the audience that has really been there and supported her since the beginning by dropping the song on Pride Radio before anybody else, going to the Abbey, and she said, "Mother has arrived," and she told the gays to get on the dance floor, and then, of course, appearing in Grindr. What do you think of this promo launch, Jeremy, of Confessions 2 and Madonna?
I love it, and it's so like on brand, and it's so her to do that. So I think it's fun, and I love that she's doing that.
Super fun. Cody, did you see any of the videos circulating of the Abbey, or what do you think about when you turned on Grindr and saw what?
I lived. I was like, I personally thought that it was somebody like trying to, because people are redoing and remaking all of her iconic new vinyl pictures that are coming out right now, and I feel like I thought it was somebody that was just doing it, and then to find out it is actually Madonna, and the cover art for the Grindr release is so gorgeous. So
it's so cool.
I thought it was brilliant. I think she's brilliant, and this is exactly the way.
Silhouetted in her arched back and showing
that bodysuit.
Yeah,
everything.
Right.
It's everything. She looks like everything. So yeah, I was very excited. I sent it to you right away as soon as I realized. I was like,
I know, all over it. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. I put a little link for you guys in where we record this. Let me know if you can view it.
Yeah.
Because it comes from a runway, a fashion designer, 38-year-old LGN Louis Gabriel Nuki launched a brand new. He's been doing fashion for years. I'm not sure if you're aware of him, Jeremy, our fashion guru, but he is launching a portion of his new runway show was devoted to OnlyFans, and it just basically had like this really cool tank top that just said, almost like he wrote it in black ink, OnlyFans on it, and then the back of a model says OnlyFans. He's embracing it. And that comes off the heels that a lot of lingerie has really become popular for men right now. And a lot of people are, Madonna's on Grindr. What do you think, Jeremy, of what used to be something that we would either hush hush and, Grindr this is now a household name. We've got pop stars throwing it around, using it even. Madonna. Major designers are not shying away from slapping OnlyFans. It's become part of our culture, which is all sexuality. And I mean, the White House Correspondents' Journalism, it's an epic week that happens every year for journalists in DC, had a Grindr party that was the most well-attended hot ticket of the week. What do you think of this idea of not shying away from our sexuality, but embracing it, Jeremy?
I like it, and I think it's fun. I think it's something that's always been there, and I do think that it's kind of fallen like behind the wayside, and it's great that it's not something that's hidden, and I like it being embraced. I don't necessarily love this tank top or these undies, but
we could make it ourselves.
But I do like some of the other looks from that collection, and I do like the lingerie or the just undergarments being like a mainstream thing to be seen on the runway. I fully support it, and I love it.
Yeah, it comes off of a trend that says that more men, probably more gay men, are embracing lingerie. And I think that could be, we have a story that's going to come up where we're going to give advice where that'll fit in a little bit more. But what do you think about all this, Cody, of just what we're talking about here?
Yeah, I love the people embracing like cultural sexual taboos right now. A friend of mine was just on, I think he was on Jimmy Fallon, and with like commentary. It was like a skit about commentary on the
Oh,
whole. Yeah, shout out to Michael. And he was saying that it was like he was playing like a Republican senator, and they were asking him about Grindr, and then the Grindr alert came up coming from his side of the, and he's like, no, I'm not on Grindr. It was just a whole funny thing. So people are really, it's out there in the zeitgeist, and people are talking about it. And I'm glad that people are breaking taboos and not being as stodgy about things. So, and like you guys said, those underwear we can make, I got great penmanship, so we can go ahead and do it, because I would never buy those. Let's just put it that way.
yeah. I mean, I think that was like kind of just, well, two things. His line, and if you look at I'll post this on our Tags Patreon community. If you look at his collection in general, it's really elevated, really fashion forward clothes, and I love it. I think that was strictly, I don't even know if that he's selling that. I think it was a statement, partly because he actually has an OnlyFans for his brand, and he's reminding audience people that OnlyFans is for exclusive content. It doesn't necessarily, he says this, it does, I'm paraphrasing, but he says it doesn't necessarily have to be sex. It's just anybody that wants to put exclusive content under a paywall can do that. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little more provocative, but I bet, and I love that reminder, because I'm getting ready to relaunch my OnlyFans, but in a new new way that is not going to be all about what you see all over, which is great. I just don't want to compete with all those young 25-year-olds. It's just going to be different content. And so I think that's a really good thing. Hearing that, Cody, what do you think? Or Jeremy as well, what do you think? Jeremy, go first, and then Cody, on using OnlyFans to kind of promote your brand.
I think it makes sense. I just think you definitely have to cultivate the theme that you want to go for and the idea or image that you're trying to create. So I think much like influencers, you have like a common thread or something that like kind of sets you apart, or just something that like people would think of when they think of you is helpful when creating that content.
And it's part of our cultural zeitgeist right now. I love that as well. I mean, Cody, there's been several artists, singers like yourself that have embraced OnlyFans, and whether or not they're naked on there, it's exclusive content. Maybe it's just a little bit more salty or sexy that you can get. Maybe it is full on at times. Who cares? But what do you think of this idea of now what used to be, only hush hush is, I mean, Olympians are using it to raise money because they don't get paid enough to get themselves to the Olympics. What do you think of all this?
No, I love it. I think it's great. And I'm a staunch advocate of using what you got to get what you want. And this is what we have right now. And all of these things are tools. Instagram is a tool. Grindr is a tool. You can use it for whatever purposes that you want, as long as you're not hurting nobody and people are all consenting. We're good to go.
Yeah. I think I love that tools that we can all use to get the messaging and branding out there, and I'm here for it. Well, Jeremy, first of all, are we all going to see Devil Wears Prada 2 next week?
Of course we are.
Yeah.
Resounding yes.
I already got my tickets for Saturday.
We're going to buy them after the show. I think we're going to try and go Friday, because Diego has Friday, right, baby? Friday? Yes, he got a nod over there. One thing that also happens on May 1st is the Met Gala, which happens here every year.
May 4th.
May 4th. Okay, Met Gala, May 4th. Thank you.
First Monday of May.
First Monday of May. Yes. Thank you for that correction. I needed that. One person that is not going back, that has something to say, is Billy Porter on not being invited back to the Met Gala. He said, I'm not going to the Met Gala this year. I have not been invited. I haven't been invited back since 2019. That's the only time I ever went, and the only time I ever have been invited. And I was invited by Ryan Murphy that year. If you remember, he had a gold silhouette suit and these wings that spanned, 10 feet to either side, and gold. He looked fabulous. He said last year was Black Dandyism, and I was not invited. Ooh. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm good. It's all good. But the reality is, when people ask me, you need to know I was not invited, and I'm good. I don't go to places where I'm not welcome, period, point blank. I've earned the invitation, and it's okay that I don't have it because there's a level that I've reached that doesn't require validation from the outside. So I'm going to sit this out because it helps me be sane as well. What do you think of that, Jeremy, as a fan? It's kind of shocking that he wasn't invited last year to Black Dandyism, because I mean, he would have fit in amazing for that one, I think. But do you also think the guest list is only so many people, and you have to really be at the top of your game, or what? He's not.
I think it's interesting that when they select people, it's really only based on the theme. And I think because it's such a limited setting, I think because of the room where everything is hosted at night and the performances and dinner and everything, they really are handpicked by Anna. Well, they used to be. I don't know if she will stay selecting for the years moving forward, but I think the problem is because the theme changes every single year, that really changes who is selected to go. And I think so with Black Dandyism last year, and then the year before that, it was camp. And I think every time it evolves, they come up with a new set of people that are like a must have. And then some people are just always invited back, like J-Lo and Marc Jacobs and Michael Kors and and Kim Kardashian. And I mean, she wasn't always invited either, but I think there are some staples that they know get a lot of notoriety of everyone wants to see what those specific people will wear. I think it's also kind of sad because I do love a lot of the stuff that Billy Porter's worn on any red carpet, and he mixes masculine and feminine and feathers, and like he's worn a gorgeous tuxedo gown in the past, and he has a lot of amazing looks that he's worn on other red carpets. So it's kind of disheartening, but I understand it at the same time. Not everyone is going to be invited, and that's the way that it goes.
Yeah, it sounds like he's good with it. He was asked in an interview, and he said his piece, and I love what he said. But Cody, did it seem a little like they slighted him on at least hearing? We get it. It's a hard ticket. It's a hard invite, but last year Black Dandyism come on.
Also,
right?
Yeah, and then Jeremy said camp was the one before that. I think he would have slayed that too, but I feel like so I don't know. I think maybe it is a limit of people. Maybe there are people that they think are more in the cultural, in the mind of the culture right now. So I don't know. It's probably a lot of factors. I really like his perspective on it, that he doesn't want to be in any rooms that he's not invited to. So I think that that's great. And I think that he should keep that mentality. It's the only way to make sure that you have peace of mind and that you really are not focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on the people that love you and want to see you do well. So
yeah, and Billy said it recently in a different interview after surviving a really almost having a pneumonia, that he almost died, sepsis, and that after he got himself back to life, that he is just going to, speak his mind and say and I love the honesty and I appreciate it. And yeah, so. But we will be looking on May 4th on Jeremy and I, and you, Cody, last year were all throwing out our favorite looks at the Met Gala. And let's continue that tradition if we can. Yes?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Well, I love a good beef. And this one is just, bear with me as I try and break it down, because I was like, wait, what? What's going on? But CharliXCX versus John Summit. Do you guys know who John Summit is? He's a DJ for queer parties.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't, but okay. So there's some sort of beef, not really with Charlie, but here's what happened. A controversial statement. CharliXCX apparently is coming out with a new album soon. And unlike Madonna, she has stirred a little bit of controversy with the statement she's made that says that says the dance floor is dead, and it's like, what, Charlie? Not in these parts. And she's controversial. I actually like her, but that apparently didn't sit very well with John Summit, who decided to say, maybe your pop music dance floor is dead, but ours isn't, babe. Which was a little bit like, I don't agree with what she said, especially with Confessions coming out. And my theme this year, before I even knew, maybe I knew, but is the year of dance. Like, I want to dance this year. And so far, so good, but I need more. And so people were kind of coming, even the gays, for this guy John Summit, because there's a lot of CharliXCX fans that are gays. So a lot of people, one of them said, I need tank top gay face to shut the fuck up immediately. Ooh, what? Gay face.
Oh my Lord.
John Summit doubles down on his CharliXCX shade. He didn't leave it alone, and he posted another video of him saying, proving dance floors are alive and well, one country at a time. And it's a video of him DJing with his shirt off, and you kind of can't see his eyes, but he's just like close up on his chest and stomach region, which is fine. Well, this is where it takes a turn that I want to hear from you. Some people started to say he went shirtless so people can't call him tank top gay face. Okay, fine. But then here's where it went a little bit awry when people started saying they're calling him prep belly. What is a prep belly? I didn't even know what that meant, and because I'm always out of it with these lingo stuff. But apparently one of the side effects of prep is, which now I get it, but is one could be that it might protrude your stomach out a little bit. But people were quick to point out other Instagram TikTokers that don't go for people's medications. And it's a life-saving med that helps save lives. And when we start coming for that, it could be dangerous, because now we're, it's going to give me that stomach. I'm not going to take it, but it's saving lives. So at what point, Jeremy, does this whole storyline, whose side are you on and what's going on?
I mean, I think overall, me, I don't like drama. It's kind of ridiculous, and they should both just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't really like CharliXCX. I thought Brat Summer was a cute little tagline, and some of her songs are catchy, but overall, I don't think that she's a great musician herself. And John Summit is a DJ, so he doesn't sing any of the music, and he's just remixing and playing other people's music. So I think that both of them just need to grow up, get the fuck over it, and move on. And he should keep DJing, and she should keep doing whatever she's doing, and just like stop with all this like petty bullshit. And I think the whole like prep belly thing is really like below the belt and just ignorant and stupid.
Ignorant, stupid. That's where I stand on that one too. However, I would lean a little bit more Charlie, because I didn't really know, like, when she was out, and then she was at Coachella, and I heard a concert on BBC Radio, and she's written a lot of songs for a lot of artists before she became famous. And also, I like her brand of just kind of fuck you, and some of her songs I think are fun. I'm not like, running to her show though, but I like her, and I think she made that statement. I think her brand is kind of to be provocative, and I disagree with the statement, but she didn't then double down. She didn't really engage in this. She just said that it was this DJ guy that decided to kind of double down on it. And what I think is dumb about it is you're coming after, she has probably way more followers and fans than he does. Like, I don't know who he is, and I just think don't go for, the Swifties, don't go for the CharliXCX fans, or any fans really, because you really get in muddy waters, I think. And lastly, I think it's awful that people were going for people's meds, and that's just below the belt. But what do you say, Cody?
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. Who does that? These fandoms can be so toxic. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that part. But as far as them beefing, I don't even understand it. CharliXCX is definitely going to the wrong parties. I don't know. Maybe she's sitting in VIP way too long. I don't understand it because the dance floors are not dead. And I honestly think John was right in defending himself and defending the dance floors because I'm sure the shows that he plays, people are dancing like crazy. And I tried to go to Meet the other night. I was there for a little while, and the music was fantastic. The people were on the floor. It was jam packed. So dance floors are not dead. She's completely wrong. So
right. I mean, when you say defending, she was never coming after him, but
no, just the dance floors in general.
Yeah. So I get it. Yeah. In the end, it's fun to talk about, but it's like, oh my God, so much drama. And don't take it too far, which apparently it's gone too far. Prep belly, wow. I mean, right, Cody? That's dangerous.
Extreme. Yeah, that's too much.
Two quick things on Hot Topics. You could just say a word or two of people that we thought were going to be in certain shows that we all love or in films that are no longer. What am I talking about? Sydney Sweeney was supposed to have a cameo in Devil Wears Prada, but her footage is going to be on the floor. It's not making it.
Yes.
No word on why. It's just didn't maybe work with the storyline.
We know why.
And yeah, what's that?
I said we know why.
And White Lotus, which we all love, and is filming its new season. And one person that was scheduled, Helena Bonham Carter, they started filming and she's out. Like, production had to stop because she's no longer going to be part of it. No word again on why Mike White wrote this specific character with Helena in mind, and she's no longer going to be in it. So it's not clear on why, who knows why. What do you think about these juicy stories, Jeremy?
I am not surprised with the whole Sydney Sweeney thing, and I actually really like Helena Bonham Carter, and I think she is quirky and weird, and I think she would make well for a cast of White Lotus. So that's kind of a bummer that she's not going to debut on there. But yeah, that's my tea on that.
Mine is I'm okay. She's fine. I've never been a big fan of hers. So I was like, oh, that was the one I didn't really care about. But Rosie Perez, I love. She'll be in it. Chris Messina. I love Chris Messina. Sandra Bernhardt. Come on. I would go see her live. And Heather Graham, classic, iconic, love. So to me, when I heard this, I was like, well, she was the only one I didn't really like anyway. So I'm fine with it. What do you say to any of these, Cody?
Boo, Sydney. That's a shame for Helena because she's a loopy, but she's brilliant. So yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. We could do this all night, but that's all the time we have. So much fun, you guys. Thanks for playing on all of this. You can always follow my co-host on social media. Follow Jeremy on Instagram at jrosslopez. Follow Cody on Instagram and Blue Sky at Mr. Maurice. Don't forget, he has a brand new music video out. Jeremy, you got to watch it for Proof of Love.
I have watched it. I love it.
Thank you, Boo.
Yeah. Directed by Teddy Alexis, another host of ours, and it's so good. Give it some plays. And yeah, I really love that song. It's so good, Cody. Really good.
Thank you.
Follow me on the gram. I am _Steve V. Go to our Patreon page. And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex. Lovely.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.